That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
I am your cousin sub of the day, the legendary Home Blow. Welcome to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. I'm sponsored by Cousin Subs. And of course, we're going to have some conversations. We got to talk. There's some things that are going on, and DV, some of the national statistics that are going on with DV, we're going to definitely need to talk about it, and how so many black women are affected with the deadly, most times, domestic violence situations. And what can we do? And some of the things that are being talked about. I have my friend, my brother, James Causey. Of course, he is Emmy Award winning. He is Gannett Award winning. He works with JS Online for years. And he just recently received another award from NABJ. And again, just his work is always outstanding. I'm happy and blessed to always be able to call him my friend, him and his wife, Demia Causey. And he done an article talking about it. So I'm going to end up reading that article, and then I want to end up hearing from you, Truth Nation, on how you feel about this particular situation, because it is crazy. When I say crazy, it is crazy. And the numbers are so disparaging with just the things that our sisters are going through. You know what I mean? Our sisters are going through a lot, and a lot of these times it ends up being a deadly situation. So his article was very, very informative, and it'll bring up some things that I think some of you may not have even thought about, like just how bad and how crazy it is. So we're going to end up diving into that and talking about it. Also, some of my people, you know, and I know at the courthouse there's a lot of emotion that goes on, but there was a sentencing hearing, or it may have just been the trial, but there were some women that got into a nice brawl / scuffle. I think it rose to a little bit more than just a scuffle. There was pugilism that was added into the mix. So, yeah, we'll get to that, maybe in the second half. But I think that this topic and the situation that James Causey made, it's called the health divide. More than half of black women face partner violence at some point. A new gun rule could make it even worse. So, and this story really dives into the stats and the statistics, and it's not only dealing with just here in Milwaukee, but it's dealing with around the country, the domestic violence situations that are going on. And, sometimes you just wonder, why won't you just let it go? Why won't you let it go? And then there's new situations, gun laws that could change under the Orange Man that could potentially really make it even more devastating for the domestic violence numbers that are going on and women who are losing their lives due to this. And it's just crazy, and it's very disheartening. And I'm just like, no, we can't do this. We can't do that. And we got to talk about some of the solutions that needs to happen. And some men, in my opinion, or anybody that's doing any domestic violence and abuse against people, and before anybody may want to get started, just understand, I know that there are men that are also being abused with domestic violence. I already know. I talk about it. I point that out. We're just always so quick to talk about the women in those type of situations. You feel what I'm saying? But we also know that there are men that are suffering from domestic violence and abuse as well. The numbers, and I can't say, in my opinion, that the numbers would be greater as it relates to if more men were to come forward. A lot of men who are in domestic abuse and domestic violence situations usually don't speak out. And so because of that, I don't think that you'll be able to fairly get a gauge on just how many men are dealing with domestic violence and domestic abuse. And remember, I want you to join in on this dialogue and conversation, because we need to hear your thoughts and opinions on these situations. And remember, the Truth Talk text line is 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. And we got to talk about it. And hopefully we'll also have some women that may have had to deal with domestic violence and domestic abuse, and get your thoughts and how did you break away? And some women are still suffering in silence. That's one of the tragedies, in my opinion, that happens with it, because the threats that some people go through when they are faced with domestic violence and domestic abuse have a lot of people terrified to even go and say something, even to their immediate family members. They hide it, and they just become antisocial, even with family. And I think that sometimes that's a tell sign. If you know that the person is normally a family person, can't wait to come to a family gathering and hang out, and then all of a sudden, they just become so standoffish and telling you about injuries. Well, I hurt myself, so this is hurting, my wrist's hurting, or my leg hurt, or whatever the case it may be. And they'll say those things to try to mask the injuries that they may have suffered at the hands of their partner, whether it's their associate, or whether it's their man, or whether it's their husband, or just somebody they are seeing or dating, and they don't like to talk about it. They don't like to talk about it. So we need to talk about these things. Shout out to, and make sure you hit us up on our YouTube page and our X page at The Truth 101.7. And, of course, it's 101.7 The Truth. And while you're there, either place, make sure you like and subscribe to the page. And, of course, help us get to 5,000. We're on our way to 5,000 subscribers on our YouTube page, and we appreciate that. It means a lot. It means a lot. So let me get some great afternoon, evenings in. RN Kawanda, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Yes, I am your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub, sponsored by Cousin Subs. Dr. Clarissa Lawrence, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Lucretia Mason, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. That one guy, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Glad you made it on time. You may have had to go to the central office. I don't know. I'm going straight to central office. I ain't saying go to the regular office. Sincere Ronnie Ray Real, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. OH, or just great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Sister Lorena Star Marie. Great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Not really a city girl. Great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Mile the Elephant. Great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Venus Jones. Great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Hashtag that part. Hashtag facts. So we're going to get into it. And I definitely want anyone, whether it's a woman who's been through a domestic violence situation or some of the men that have been through a domestic violence situation, and share your story, because your story may help someone else. And even if you can talk about how long you may have been in that situation and what gave you the strength to finally get away before losing your life, because there are a lot of women and men that don't get away from the situations, and it's a deadly outcome. So we definitely need to talk about it. Yes, RN Kawanda said, damn, straight to central office? Yes. And be like, you're going to learn today. You're going to learn today. Hashtag that part. Hashtag facts. Again, you are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, who is on assignment. I am your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub, the legendary Home Blow. We get ready to take care of some bills. I'll come back to read this article, and I want you to pay attention to these statistics and the numbers. It's called The Health Divide. More than half of black women face partner violence at some point. A new gun rule could make it even worse. Written by my friend and Emmy Award-winning, Gannett Award-winning brother James Causey. We got to take care of some bills. We'll be black.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Ride the wave to clean at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for a winning shine. Become a monthly member and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 per day. Plus, skip the wait in the fast lane and enjoy unbeatable amenities like free vacuums and tire air. Visit any of their convenient locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com.
This summer, make 3rd Street Market Hall your one-stop, must-stop destination to eat, drink, and play. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall featuring 30 Wisconsin breweries, over 50 HD TVs, and happy hour specials all week. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch, 3rd Street Market Hall is your home away from home or office. Visit 3rdstreetmarkethall.com for menus, events, and more information.
Great Impressions Graphics and Printing. They've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years from their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee. Their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great Impressions, perceptions, everything.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
What's it on that beat?
Feeling like I'm floating to the ceiling, is it magic? Baby, tell me why you disappearing, is it magic? I won't never tell him how I did it, it was magic. Can you imagine? Honey in the mattress, by the way I stack it, I can make it rain blue, honey, can you catch it?
I'm black. And welcome to the Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. We're inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, and of course located inside 3rd Street in the Avenue. We're at the Avenue. So, True Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017. I am your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub, sponsored by Cousin Subs. Right now, we're going to dive into what is definitely a very, very serious problem and situation that has been going on for a long time, but to hear it broken down the way my friend, my brother James Causey from the Journal Sentinel had wrote an article and just dealing with this. And this particular article was done for the Center for Health Journalism. And the name of the article is The Health Divide. More than half of black women face partner violence at some point. A new gun rule could make it worse. So I'm going to read the article. It was written on July 28th, 2025. It says, the rise in domestic violence, homicides involving guns should prompt urgent action. Relaxing laws that could let guns into the hands of thousands of people who were previously banned from owning them does the opposite. Here are some recent domestic violence incidents that have made headlines. Victoria Truss, 34, from Shorewood, Wisconsin, was shot 4 times and killed by her ex-boyfriend on July 3rd. She was attempting to end their relationship. When officers arrived at the scene, the suspect, Michael Griffin, opened fire on them and subsequently led police on a high-speed chase. He died in a shootout with officers several miles away. Earlier, a 29-year-old mother from Maryland, Sharita Criswell, was shot and killed during an argument with her ex-boyfriend on July 5th. Before that, Kaylin Ford, 22, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, was shot and killed on May 19th by her ex-boyfriend just moments after she informed deputies that he had tried to enter her apartment using an old key. Domestic violence is way out of control right now, said Antonio Truss, the brother of Victoria Truss. More than half of homicides involving black women are connected to intimate partner violence. That's alarming. I'll read that particular line again. More than half of homicides involving black women are connected to intimate partner violence. According to the CDC's National Intimate Partner and Sexual Violence Survey, nearly 54% of black women experience intimate partner violence at some point in their lives, including physical violence, sexual violence, or stalking, compared to just over 48% of white women, 42% of Hispanic women, and this Native American women number, and nearly 58% of Native American women. Amid these concerning stats, the Justice Department announced on July 18th that it has proposed a new rule that could give gun rights to thousands of Americans who are currently barred from owning firearms. That gives fresh urgency to journalistic coverage of these issues, which too often fails to capture the devastating impacts of domestic violence on women and families. The DOJ proposed rule would create a pathway for individuals with criminal convictions to have their gun rights restored, with final discretion left to the Attorney General on a case-by-case basis, as Newsweek reported last week. The rule would allow individuals convicted of misdemeanor domestic violence offenses to apply for their gun rights once 10 years have passed since completing their sentence or probation. Domestic violence is on the rise, and we need to focus more on it, said Natalie Hayden, co-founder of Exposed Inc., a nonprofit that grew out of a podcast that was focused on youth and fostering healthy relationships. Along with the physical and emotional trauma they face, survivors often deal with the pervasive environment of stigma and silence surrounding their experiences, and victim-blaming attitudes further intensify their struggles, Hayden said. Others face pressure to protect their partner from law enforcement. As a result, Black survivors often confront a web of obstacles that complicates their ability to seek and receive the help they urgently need, and the changes currently proposed to federal gun laws could make such toxic situations even more combustible. Gun laws that could change under the Orange Man. Victoria, who was killed by her ex-boyfriend in Shorewood, took significant steps to protect herself and her 14-year-old son. During arguments, she would leave her home with her son and stay with family members. She completely severed ties with her ex-boyfriend, Griffin, and on May 11th, called the police when he arrived armed and refused to leave her home. Despite her efforts, Griffin continued stalking her. 2 months later, he shot and killed her in the front yard of her home around 3 a.m. Griffin fled and was killed hours later in a shootout with the police. When authorities searched his home, they recovered several guns, bullets, casings, cartridges, and holsters. Despite numerous violent incidents linked to Griffin, the district attorney's office told the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel that these incidents were never prosecuted. It remains unclear why prosecutors chose not to pursue charges. Victoria's family members stated that Griffin should not have been allowed to own a gun. Had the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office pursued earlier charges against Griffin, there was a good chance he would have been convicted of a crime punishable by imprisonment for more than 1 year. Such a conviction would have made him ineligible to own a firearm under federal law. But now that federal law is gaining loopholes. In July, the Justice Department launched an initiative aimed at giving individuals with prior criminal convictions an opportunity to regain their gun rights. It's taken us decades to get to the place where we recognize the risk that is associated with firearms, and I cannot fathom making a decision that would undo that, Anna Harper, Executive Vice President of Emerge Center Against Domestic Abuse in Tucson, told The Trace earlier this year. Although individuals convicted of violent felonies, immigrants, and sex offenders will still face strict bans on firearm ownership, this new rule would allow those previously prohibited from owning guns to appeal to the Attorney General for relief if they can convincingly demonstrate they do not pose a threat to public safety. Several people have already had their gun rights restored under the Orange Man's second term, including actor Mel Gibson, who was barred due to his misdemeanor domestic violence convictions in 2011, Newsweek's Mandy Tahari and Hannah Perry reported. The proposed regulation comes as the Trump administration, a.k.a. the Orange Man, keeps undoing gun control measures put in place by the Biden administration. If the proposed DOJ rule is enacted, it could restore gun rights to millions of Americans, including 1 million people the department expects will apply within the first year of the program. This is crazy. It's disturbing. It's alarming. And yeah. So I really need to get your thoughts, comments, and opinions on this. I know I do have a call on the line. Remember, the number is 833-212-1017. The Truth Talk text line's 833-212-1017. But because I want to make sure that I allow each person to try to get a chance to speak out, I got to make sure that I end up taking care of some bills. So with that being said, I'm going to get ready to take care of some bills, and then we'll come back and we'll have more discussion on it. I want to remind people, for over 10 years, Crash Course has helped new drivers thrive, proudly serving Southeast Wisconsin with integrity, innovation, and a commitment to safety. They offer programs for both teens and adults, led by state-licensed, safety-focused instructors. With flexible school-based pickup in communities across Southeast Wisconsin, Crash Course makes getting started simple and stress-free. Crash Course, the best choice driving school, is trusted by thousands. Visit crashcoursewi.com to enroll today. Visit crashcoursewi.com to enroll today. And Lord knows we need some driving lessons. So make sure you hit up Crash Course, the best choice driving school. That's crashcoursewi.com to enroll today. I got to take care of some bills. I'll be Black. Al, I see you on the line. Ladies, make sure you call in and let's get your thoughts on these disturbing numbers. We'll be Black.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Each piece is specifically constructed for your home, always designed with innovation, rigorously tested for quality and performance, and built to create long-term energy savings. There's no reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Yes, that's up to 5 years of no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com.
Milwaukee Public Schools are getting ready to welcome students back to their classrooms for the 2025-26 school year. The first day of class for Milwaukee Public Schools is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 for all students. If you haven't enrolled your child yet, now is the time. Go to mpsmke.com/enroll MPS, or please visit the Department of Student Services between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They will assist you with the enrollment process and meet any educational need you have. They look forward to seeing you, and thank you for choosing MPS.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive On collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. And I like to say that, you know, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, like that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
We have a couple of backups all across southeast Wisconsin. 41 southbound seeing backups starting at Good Hope Road and clears up at Capitol Drive. 41 northbound start to see backups at West Watertown Plank Road and that clears up at Hampton Avenue. 43 southbound is seeing backups at Good Hope Road and that clears up right before Hampton Avenue. 94 westbound are seeing backups at South 16th Street through the Stadium Interchange and that clears up at Mutual Boulevard. 94 eastbound is seeing bumper-to-bumper traffic from the State Fairgrounds through the Stadium Interchange, and that clears up once you pass South 35th Street. Tonight's going to be mainly clear with a low of 65 degrees. Friday is going to be mostly sunny and warm with a high of 84 degrees. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Sean Brunda on 101.7 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. 12 straight wins now for the Milwaukee Brewers as they knocked off the Pirates to complete the three-game sweep of Pittsburgh. This one by a final score of 12-5, securing their 12th straight win.
And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that? 12 in a row for the Crew.
Next up for the first place Brewers is a three-game series in Cincinnati beginning on Friday night. And lastly, we'll head over to the NFL as the Packers are in Indianapolis. They'll open a joint practice with the Colts in preparation for Week 2's preseason game. Quarterback Jordan Love did have that thumb procedure. He is expected to not play in the preseason games and will begin practicing hopefully next week. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I don't give a if you love me. I don't give a if you like me. Asking me how did it feel. Can't say it didn't surprise me. Last time I looked to my right, you was standing beside me. How can some people I love hang around who try me? Let's go.
We're black. I am your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub, sponsored by Cousin Subs. And we're going to go to the True Talk text lines. Of course, right now we are talking about this article that was written by a friend of mine that works for the Journal Sentinel, Brother James Causey, and it's an article called The Health Divide. More than half of black women face partner violence at some point, and now a new gun rule could make it even worse. So I want to get ready to go to the True Talk text lines. Al, thank you very much for holding and being patient. Great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts is they ain't never appreciated the black woman, and see them growing up, they was taught everything else except how to deal with rejection, because a lot of men are very emotional. And also some of these women out here, I'm talking about the women of today, some of them are skulls buckets, and they didn't get the best pick of the litter, and some of them girls is used to play with these men emotions. Because some men are very emotional, and some men cannot take rejection, and they are messing with scuds buckets. Then what happens is when they go to the woman who is actually a woman, they want to beat on her, because 9 out of 10, they probably grew up in the house when the daddy got pissed, got drunk, and he started beating on his mama. But then when he get with another girl, he learned how to respect her. But that's all it is. They don't know how to deal with rejection. See, they'll tell them everything else about the Bible and how to be a man, but they don't teach them how to walk away. And the same with some of these girls. They'll use their little thing, and then after they get hit with a concoction, they want them kibbles and bits. So they're going to stay there and get beat on so they don't have to go to work, or they feel that's some form of love. You know, so it's on both sides. You got these scuds bucket, broomstick riding wenches out there with that heavy makeup, and then also keep in mind some of these girls is picking with these boys. That's why I always tell women, keep your hand to yourself. Okay, because it ain't going to be good. It ain't going to feel too good when you get hit with a brick. But men need to learn how to be men and walk away. When this other power made women, they didn't just make one. They made several, but some men can't take rejection. But they'll still go back and try to climb back on top of you. And who wanna climb on top of somebody when you already gave them 3 concussions and 4 black eyes?
Right.
It's all about rejection. But you got to learn how to appreciate women and ask these men, would you want a man to beat on your mama or your grandmama?
Right.
And see what they say. Have a good day.
Thank you, Al. Love you and appreciate you. Again, the True Talk text line, 833-212-1017. Also, Ari and Kawanda, if you could call in, because I was reading your comments on the YouTube page, and I think it's important to be able to hear from some women who have been through it and you are survivors of it, and to help give your stories on how you were able to pull yourself away from those situations, because all of them, oftentimes we hear people say, touch me one time and I'm out. But we see that is not always the case. It's kind of easy to say that, but we don't see that as often. So one time, you know how many women have and other people have went through the one time, the first time, and that's not how it ends up. Red, thank you very much. Great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your thoughts on this topic?
Well, you know what, brother? I went through things in my life and stuff. Went to prison, got back out. The Lord blessed me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing I'm trying to say is the guys here in this town particular, they want to be gangsters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they come from their mother's house. Their mother pet them until they get 30 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
They put on these tattoos, right? I know I was locked up with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the violence I've seen towards women and little kids and shooting little kids and killing their own kids, and I'm like, man, what is going on here? And so, the women are living in a volatile relationship.
Mm-hmm.
They say, I had a woman that tell me one time, you can't quit a man no more. He'll kill you.
Right.
Well, because
it's crazy.
Ain't that crazy?
Yes.
And then I said, well, what are you going to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, I don't know. I just got to do what he's telling me to do. And the thing is, they want to brag to their friends. Hey, man, I'm pimping this girl, and all that stuff. She takes care of me. I don't care about the kids, even if they're mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is a destructive attitude. Brother, I've been in the prisons.
Mm-hmm.
I've been locked down 24 hours on 7. I've never, and I'm in my 60s, brother. I ain't never beat on a woman, hit on a woman, right? Because my mother taught me against that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so and my father showed me what it is to be a real man, right?
Right.
But the thing is, these guys, they got some bad attitude. They listening to wild music. They popping them pills. They drinking that lean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they want to show out in front of their friends to get them props. Saying, "Hey, man, look at me. Look at me. Just look at me, man. I'm it. And if I got to kill my girlfriend, kill my kids, I'm gonna do it just to prove it to you. Look how that guy shot them cops, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy." Well, we're going to keep praying, brother, and God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much, Red. I appreciate your call. Kawanda, thank you for calling in. Great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. And just from the Truth 1017 YouTube page, I saw your comments. So I just think that it's important. And if we can have other people, and even some men who have went through domestic violence situations, please call in and chime in. And again, how you got away and evolved from it can help somebody else that is still in it, because believe it or not, it's somebody that is listening to the Truth 101.7 FM right now who are still in what I call undercover violent relationships. But Kawanda, thank you very much for calling in. What's your comments on this?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi. So I was in an abusive relationship with my first ex-husband for at least 4 years. The first time, it was by the grace of God. He choked me up, and back then, our phones, we didn't have these smartphones and things like that. So the phone that I had just finished talking to my godmother on the phone, And by him having choked up against the wall, it called her back, and she knew what was going on because I did speak out to people. But being that I was young and still thinking I'm in love, and because this is my husband, I wasn't sure, not to leave. And this is my first time experiencing some of this, and this is also scary to me. So she called the police. The police actually kicked my door in and got him, took him to jail. Of course, I didn't press charges because I'm scared of what he's going to do if I press charges. The second time, we were actually driving. He was driving to my job, and he literally, just smacked me in my backhand me with his fist, literally busted me in my whole face open as I'm going to work. So I just told him to turn back around, take me back home. The final and last straw was when I found out that he had not one but two girls pregnant within months apart from each other. And he came to my job and took my car and left his car. The girl ended up calling me, telling me all this information. Once I get home, I confront him about it. I was done and over it because at this time I had already been preparing because I knew I was done and tired. I had already been preparing, moving my things to my God and all this. So once I went to sleep, not thinking nothing else of it, he had left the house gone. I wake up to being hit in the head. When I sat up, I just feel blood dripping from my face. So once I realized what happened, I fell out. I was in the hospital for 2 days. Once I wake up from the hospital, they asked me what was going on. This time I had micro braids in my head. He literally changed my top, but the blood was still dried up in my head. That the police and the paramedics at the time, they have cameras in the back of the paramedics. So they noticed that, and they told him, they was like, the way she was in position, it just doesn't seem right. So he ended up calling the police, but he ended up calling the paramedics to get me to the hospital. After that point, that was my wake-up call then because God let me survive from that. I got a restraining order. That's when I started preparing to get the hell out of Milwaukee and move to Florida where I am at now. So to anyone that's actually going through it, I know it's scary because I used to be the same little girl watching my mom go through that. I never let a man do this, never let a man do that. Never say never until you put in that situation. But the minute they start calling you out your name, the minute they start putting your hands on it, it's only going to get worse. So the minute they start doing it, that one thing, get out right away. That's my to anybody that's going through it.
Thank you very much, Kawanda. And again, like I say, sorry that you even had to endure that, and hopefully you speaking out and telling your story will help somebody else that is still in those kind of situations and they haven't got up the courage or the strength to leave, and the threats that if you do leave, I'm going to kill your mama, I'm going to kill your kids, and all of that.
Absolutely.
Keeps a lot of people in those situations. So I'm happy that we're able to talk because you're a survivor.
Thank you.
All right. Love you. All right.
Love you as well.
Almost time to get ready to take care of some bills, ain't it, Xavier? Shout out to Xavier, of course, my producer in the studio. That one guy, I see you. We will come back to you and get to you after we take care of these bills. Again, I am the legendary Home Blow, filling in for the Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, who is out on assignment. We are inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown Milwaukee at the Avenue. The Truth Talk text lines, 833-212-1017. Please share your stories so we can try to help some other people. And if you've got some information, fellas, if you were a person that abused women, we need to hear from you and find out where your mentality was at. We got to take care of some bills. We'll be black.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This may be another Elon Musk bureaucratic shuffle, or this may be whatever it is. These, Dr. Ken, are real consequences.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
I believe that there's going to be a step back and a rollback to some of those places that we're talking about making cuts because of the drastic outcome that can occur.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great
Great Impressions Graphics and Printing. They've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years from their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee. Their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Summer in Milwaukee is nonstop. Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season you already know. From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment. Music, flavor, culture, whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit. Make sure you experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals.
Maya is always on the move, and so is her money. Buy this here, deposit that there. She and her money are a lot to keep track of. Good thing Maya banks with Landmark Credit Union and uses their amazing mobile app. Maya checks her balance, deposits checks, pays bills, even transfers money between friends. So while Maya is coming and going, she can see her funds coming, going, and, best of all, growing. Landmark Credit Union. Banking made easy. Insured by NCUA.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm black. I am your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub. Hold it down. The legendary Home Blow in for the Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, who is on assignment. The Truth Talk text lines 833-212-1017. We're talking about domestic violence and some things that are going on with these discouraging and these numbers are just crazy. But trying to hear from people, and it was great to hear from Kawanda again. Thank you very much, and I hope we'll be able to hear from some more people who may have experienced domestic violence and you're a survivor, and even hear from some of those who inflicted domestic violence against their partners and may be reformed now. And let's find out, what were your triggers, what started you out. But we got calls that have been holding through the break. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That one guy, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your comments on this topic?
Hey, thank you for having me. Yeah, that just makes me, just thinking about a man putting his hands on a woman just makes me, infuriates me. And I think just so many times I witnessed these. So many times in the times that I lived on 23rd in Wisconsin, in the 6 years that I lived there, so many times I had to call the police because I heard my neighbor, a male, beating his fucking lady. Sorry for my language.
Hey, yeah, we can't. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, I
Sorry
get it.
for my language. I get emotional. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But so many times I had to call the police in my time living on 23rd in Wisconsin. And you know what I found out? Eventually, I got fed up of waiting for the police. And I just confronted the neighbor myself. You know what I found out? What? That men that put their hands on women, are cowards and will not face off with another man. They're cowards.
True.
And I think they should be castrated as punishment.
I agree.
That's how I feel.
Right.
Sorry.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Simple, and thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. Thank you for supporting and being a part of Truth Nation. Going to Winky Blue. Winky Blue, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your thoughts on this topic?
Hey, this is a heck of a topic, Homer. And you shared your testimony, and if you shared your testimony as a spectator, you would blow them out the water right now, Homer. Mm-hmm. I agree with most of the callers. However, when you really faced with that situation, it can become a sickness. Domestic violence can become a disease, man, to where a woman or a man don't feel like they love unless they've gotten themselves into some physical altercation, and when a woman is to be honest with you, when she's in a verbal or physical abuse relationship, a lot of times she develops emotional high. And they'll substitute sex for love. She's looking for love at that moment, but she'll substitute sex for love, and then you got what you call makeup sex, okay? And that can become addictive. And I can't really talk loud right now, but listen, that becomes an addiction on both people's behalf. And usually when they leave out of that relationship, a good man can't even handle that lady. She'll call him all out of her name and out of his name and everything, because she's hoping and wishing for some of that kind of sickness, man. It becomes a disease, a sickness. And then when it comes down to the guns, we got illegal immigrants that are carrying guns. I guess they can rightfully do it. And we got people that have been clean off drugs, off alcohol, out of prison and everything else, and they can't have a firearm to protect themselves from the goons of the night. That's something to think about. But if you ever shared your testimony, man, you blow these people out the world, man. Because I done heard it. You used to be open with it, and so it can become a sickness, though. It can become a sickness, and you don't even know you're a part of the sickness, man. Until that's what you want to do.
I'm trying to figure out what is my testimony that you're speaking of. I talked about I grew up in a foster home, but I'm trying to get.
No. I'm talking about your mother being shot.
Yes, yeah, I talked about that. That's how I ended up getting into the foster.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you today.
Say it today.
I didn't hear you today.
Yeah,
right, because that's a heavy testimony, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's heavy, man. That's heavy right there.
But it's just
that's real heavy. But listen, man, I just thought I'd call in and share that with you.
Winky. It ain't what you say; it's how you say it. So the way that you were alluding to it was as if I was an abuser, like I abuse. And if they
I said no. If you listen to it, I said a spectator.
Right.
That means you were a child, and you were a child involved.
But let me ask you this before I let you go and go to our next caller. Have you ever abused a woman?
Yeah, I've kind of found myself in that situation that I was telling you about, that people don't feel loved unless that's a part of that. Actually, that's a part of the foreplay, man. In some cases, it's not a regularly thing, but it's a dangerous thing, and that's a whole different conversation. But
just answer. Okay, you said so you did hit women, but you felt like you had to do. You felt like you were doing it because you needed to, because that's what she wanted. Is that what you're saying?
Well, listen, Doc. I think we've all been in little shuffles and scrapes, if we get honest. Now, we can sit around and talk, and I heard the lower caller talked about how most men that get involved in that kind of stuff is really cowards. Well, that's not necessarily so. You got some people that would look here, man, and I'm playing the other side right now. You can say what you want to say, but if a woman calling you a bitch and get in your face and slap you, and what you gonna do? I don't know. Just turn the other cheek. What if she turned that when you kicked that? She kicked that one. What if you walking out the door and she busts you again? I mean, and she calling you. See, the worst thing you can call a man is that B word, man. You know, and that's a bad thing. So if you really get honest now, and you look at the other side, and I ain't talking about some guy that's mental, and he come in the house on a jealous rage, and he accuses woman of doing things, and he really don't know he picking her to see if she gonna snitch on herself, and she move the wrong way, and then he think he becomes insane at that point because he started believing the stuff that he was picking out of her, knowing he was lying. He started believing it's the truth now, and then he started being. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so,
I don't think a lot of women.
Okay, I got you. I got you, Winky. And I'm gonna let
No, you had a good question. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I can give you both sides of it, homie.
Yeah,
It's scary. It's scary, man.
Yeah, yep. Okay, and I thank you for your call.
It's real scary.
Okay. Basically, again, in around the block to get next door, as I like to equate it sometimes, you have, and you blamed it on the victim because they said this and they said that, and it triggered you. So I just can appreciate, Winky Blue, if you just say that, like, yeah, but I was triggered, and that's why I did it. Because the more you talk about if they say this and if they say that and if they say this, it's a lot of us who've had those things said to us, and we did not end up beating up the woman. You feel what I'm saying? Or, you know, and according to whatever the relationship is. So I don't like to hear, I'm allergic to ENC's excuses and complaints. So I was having a real allergy attack because instead of just being straightforward, again, you can talk about being reformed now. One of the things that you are very passionate about is honoring and showing people who are reformed in different situations that they've been in. You feel what I'm saying? So they reformed ex-felons. So, and the whole thing is to own up to what it was. It was wrong. You shouldn't have done it. You should have found other ways to deal with it than the way that you did. But yes, in your past, you have done this. So I just want people to take ownership of it. That's just the kind of man I am. Just take ownership to what happened. It wasn't right. Instead of trying to make excuses about the victim who ended up being inflicted with that. Because if you didn't like that, you should have got the hell away from it. I got to get ready to take care of some more bills. I am your Cousin Sub of the day. I'm a club sub, sponsored by Cousin Subs, the legendary Home of Blow. We got to take care of some bills, Xavier. I'll be black.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hello, my name is Cindy, and I'm a rising sophomore and a proud Tiger at Riverside University High School. What I love about Riverside is the coursework that really helps her get ready for college. At Riverside, students can take advanced placement and dual enrollment classes and earn college credits while they are still in high school. I love that Riverside has so many clubs like forensics, student council, robotics, and the chess club. With so many options, there is something for everyone. On Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., please join us at Riverside for the Truth Family Fest. We will have entertainment, food trucks, and vendors.
What up, Truth Nation? August is Black Business Month, and the award-winning 1017 The Truth is teaming up with Associated Bank to celebrate the excellence of Black-owned businesses in our community. Together, we are committed to uplifting local organizations and supporting Black businesses. This is why we want you to go to blackbusinessgiveback.com right now to sign up to get 3 months of free advertising on The Truth. Truth Nation, we encourage you to buy Black all month long. Whatever your financial needs are, Associated Bank can help. Member FDIC.
This summer, make 3rd Street Market Hall your one-stop, must-stop destination to eat, drink, and play. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall featuring 30 Wisconsin breweries, over 50 HD TVs, and happy hour specials all week. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch, 3rd Street Market Hall is your home away from home or office. Visit 3rdstreetmarkethall.com for menus, events, and more information.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. his parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at soundidouttogether.org. That's soundidouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
I'm black, and I've had some very patient callers on the line. Again, we're talking about domestic violence against black women, and we just had the national statistics from the CDC. And just to go over these again, I said, and this is so, with it being from the CDC, it's not just talking about here in Milwaukee, but it did bring up some of the homicides that have taken place here in Milwaukee. According to the CDC's National Intimate Partner and Sexual Violence Survey, nearly 54% of black women experience intimate partner violence at some point in their lives, including physical violence, sexual violence, or stalking, compared to just over 48% of white women, 42% of Hispanic women, and nearly 58% of Native American women. All of those stats are truly disturbing. Let's go to the lines, the Truth Talk text lines. If you want to join in this conversation, 833-212-1017. Sherman, thank you for being patient. Great evening. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your thoughts on this topic?
Hey, how you doing there, Homer?
I'm blessed.
Yeah, my thoughts is I was in a relationship on both sides. Me being the abuser and me getting abused.
Okay.
And I can tell you one thing that made me, when she gave me the set of black eyes and busted lip, and threw me on the floor and stomped me a couple of times. When the police showed up, I was the best person she ever met after that. So that's all it took. But she used to hit me in the ear. She hit me in the ear one time so hard, I swear to God, I thought I lost my hearing. Wow. She was a big girl.
So yeah, she was abusing you?
Yeah. No, some of what Vicky was saying is true. She was in an abusive relationship before me, and she brought that over into this relationship. So it started with her, and I fed into it.
So when you say it started with her, hang on. You saying so it started with her. So she initially started out abusing you, if I'm getting this right. And then after how long before you said, well, you know what, I'm not going to just take this laying down, so to speak. I'm going to protect myself. So now I'm going to start showing her that you can't just beat me. I'm going to beat you.
Yeah, it started after, I think around about maybe 4 to 6 months into the relationship. Yeah. So after that, like I say, after what we used to have fights, like two grown dudes fighting up and down the street, and like I say, after I didn't come home one night and she gave me those two black eyes. When the police showed up, I was happy as can be because I thought I was going to die that day. So I understand what some of what Vicky was saying because it is true that sometimes. I really don't know how to say it, but all I do know is that when she was in a relationship before me, that was part of their ritual. And when we got together, maybe, like I said, maybe 4 to 6 months, we was into a relationship. Don't know what happened. She hauled off and hit me, kicked me in the throat, all kinds of stuff. And then after a while, I just started doing the same thing she did. It turned to a back and forth.
What made you now before that relationship? Were you dealing with anything like that in any of your previous relationships?
Never.
Then what made you stay? And these are all just real questions because in my opinion, it will help other people because trust and believe. I'm willing to guarantee you that it's unfortunate, but there's so many people that have that same story. So what made you not leave after experiencing the domestic violence from her to say, I ain't used to this, I'm out?
The truth of the matter, I was in love.
Okay. And I can respect you saying that.
Yeah. It's a crazy thing because if you heard me off the radio, I can tell you something, but I don't want to put her business out there like that. But just know that she wasn't a perfect person, and I wasn't a perfect person too. But if you put it on the scale, her imperfections was way worse than mine. And I had literally fell in love with her, and there was nothing you could do or say to come along and make me believe that you just didn't do what you said you did with her. I wasn't believing it. But after a time, I just, like what Vicky said, I had got jealous. My jealousy is what it was because I felt that I couldn't live without her. I thought that she was my all.
So how did the relationship finally dissolve?
After the two black eyes, I went to prison after that.
Okay, was that from your retaliation? Is that what sent you to prison? Your retaliation to her?
No. I went to prison for something else. But when I say the black eyes, there was no white in my eyes. None of that. The only thing you've seen was the pupil, and the rest of it was blood, and I looked like a raccoon.
So how do you handle? So after that, are you currently in a relationship or a marriage?
Yeah, I was married and I'm in a relationship, but most of the time I just walk out the house. I'm not even arguing with nobody no more.
Okay.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not doing none of that. I will leave.
Okay. Which is the right thing to do, in my opinion. Yep. But thank you, Sherman, for sharing your experience. And again, hopefully it'll help some other people come to grips and share their experiences and how they got out of it. Because the end game for me with any situation is, what are the solutions? So thank you very much, Sherman. I'm going to go to Cedric, who has been very, very patient. Great evening, Cedric. Welcome to The Truth, 101.7 FM. Great evening, man. Love you. What's your comments on this?
Good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm blessed.
Okay, this happened to my friend, and currently the case is still at the court. So this is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to ask you, like, how do you think he should have handled it? So he promised his girlfriend that he will attend his girlfriend's little brother's birthday when he comes back from work. So he did third shift, but unfortunately, his co-worker didn't show up, so he had to do second shift. So he left in the evening. I came back 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So while he was trying to grab some sleep, he slept like 2 hours till like 5 p.m. So his girlfriend came in and said, "Oh, you promised you're going to, attend my younger brother's birthday." And he said that, "Yes, that's true. Okay, let's go." Remember, after 16 hours of shift, he had only 2 hours of sleep when she walked in and demanded him to get up. And so he was like, "Okay, I already promised you I'm going to hold my own end of the bargain." So while they were dressing up, she went inside and grabbed some clothes to wear. So she showed my friend, like, "What do you think about these clothes?" He said, "They are good, but could you please grab the iron and press it because the clothes were squeezed?" I don't know how that word triggered her. So she started screaming at him, "Oh, I told you I don't know how to iron my clothes, this or that." So he was like, "Are you listening to yourself? It's just to press your clothes. It's very easy." But, I mean, it all happened that he was like, "Okay, if you don't want to press your clothes, I am not going to the bed here anymore. Just go on your own. I'm already tired. I want to go and grab some sleep." So she refused him to sleep. He was tired, and while everything was going on they're getting loud, he called the cops. He called the police. So, first of all, he told her to go back to her house. He told her, "Go back to your house. I don't want to see you right now. Just go home. I'll just give you some space." She refused to leave. So now he called the cop and told the cop that, "Please, my girlfriend is causing a scene here. I want you to come here and remove her because this is my place. She doesn't live here." So the cops talked to her on phone because they heard her voice at the background. And she assured the cop, like, "Okay, I'm going to be leaving. You don't need to come." That's what she told the cop. Immediately, she dropped the call. She refused to leave. She started the scene again, started screaming, started shouting. So my friend said that since she refused to leave, he dressed up. He wants to leave his house for her. She refused him to leave. She locked the door. He picked up the phone to call the cop. She kept hitting the phone. She kept knocking the phone out of his hand. At least, according to my friend, more than 3-4 times that she wanted to call the call back to report that she's not leaving. She kept knocking the phone from his hand. I think he got frustrated and he slapped her. Then everything was seen. He was screaming. Now the neighbor called the cops. They came and they arrested him. So my question for you is that, how do you think he should have handled that scenario? He was trying to leave. She refused him to leave. He was trying to call the call back. She kept knocking the phone out of his hand. Now, my friend is in jail. They are charging him with 2 counts, domestic violence and disorderly conduct. And he's a CEO, correctional officer. Now, they work at the same place. They have filed a restraining order against him. According to him, I did everything right, but what should I have done in this situation?
Okay, what I'll do is I got to get ready to take care of some bills, and I will answer that question. Thank you for your call, Cedric. I will answer that in my opinion on how I would have dealt with that, and also ask some of the other Truth Nation, how would you have dealt with it, and how do you think that he should have dealt with that situation? And I'll re-recite it so you'll kind of be able to follow along. We got to get ready to take care of some bills. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. We're going to take care of some bills. You're listening to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. We're inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. I am your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub, the legendary Home Blow, sponsored by Cousin Subs. The lines are open, 833-212-1017. I'll be black.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Here at the new 101.7 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 101.7 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices. Milwaukee, Black Talk.
At Educators Credit Union, our members are our purpose. As a credit union, we're more than a financial. We're people helping people. We aren't concerned about profits or the bottom line of shareholders, because our greatest reward is you achieving your financial dreams through lower rates, free financial resources, and award-winning member service. Experience more heart and less hassle by making the switch today. Achieve more at ECU.com. Educators Credit Union. Achieving more together. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
Are you scrolling through life instead of living it? With U.S. Cellular's US Mode, it's easier than ever to block out distractions and focus on what truly matters, making genuine connections. And now through the 10K Life in US Mode sweepstakes, you could win $10,000 to reconnect with what's most important. Imagine the joy of creating lifelong memories with loved ones on a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Don't miss out. Enter now at giveaway.uscellular.com. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes runs now to August 31st, 2025. See official contest rules online. Switch to US Mode and live more.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a new job opportunity? Attend the City of Milwaukee Job Fair on Thursday, August 21st from noon to 3 p.m. at Manpower Group, located at 100 Manpower Place. This event occurs in collaboration with Hip Hop Week. To register, visit joindcmke.com and choose the option to create your profile here. Completion of your profile is necessary to attend this event. Representatives from multiple employment sectors will be present to meet with you and share opportunities for hiring, training, upskilling, and more. We will also feature a live DJ, food and refreshments while supplies last. Brought to you by Council members Russell W. Stamper II and Robert Bauman. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Milwaukee Common Council, City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Manpower Group, Northcott Neighborhood House, Fathers Making Progress, Northwest Side Community Development Corporation, State of Wisconsin DWD, Ross Innovative Employment Solutions, Goodwill Industries of Southeast Wisconsin, UMOS, DCMKE, 30th Street Corridor, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee, Milwaukee County Parks, Greater Milwaukee Urban League, Maximus, and Amplifier.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Calling all Black-owned business owners and entrepreneurs. Are you looking to share your story and grow your reach? We have teamed up with Associated Bank for our Black-owned business Give Black. Each quarter, 4 lucky business owners will win an opportunity to spotlight their brand and journey on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. To sign up for your business spotlight interviews, visit blackbusinessgiveblack.com. That is blackbusinessgiveblack.com. Let's rebuild our community's Black bone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to the blackbusinessgiveblack.com, Associated Bank member of FDIC. I'm black. I am your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub, the legendary Home Blow on the Truth 101.7 FM, filling in for the Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. And, of course, the lines are open, 833-212-1017. But Cedric was the last caller, and he was talking about a situation and, you know, how should this have been dealt with. So the situation, in breaking it down from what I understood of it, is that his friend has this woman that, you know, he's dealing with, and they don't live together, obviously. So he ended up working a double shift. He normally works third shift, but then somebody didn't come in, so he ended up having to work second shift. And then when he got home. There were some situations to where it was about iron, and she don't like her clothes iron and things of that nature. But anyway, so he was like, okay, I'm going to just kind of, chill out. I'm not going nowhere. I done worked all these hours. I'm tired. But she began to kind of antagonize him and say, like, you know what? I ain't going nowhere. And argument, disturbance began. So they going back and forth, and he was like, no, you need to leave. I want you to leave my house, and I ain't going nowhere. So the disturbance continued to go until his friend ended up calling law enforcement, called the police, and was like, hey, she's over here. I want her to leave my property, and she's saying that she's not going to leave. And you could still hear in the background where she was still going at it and saying things. And so he ended up, the law enforcement, police ended up saying, well, can you put her on the phone? They ended up talking to her on the phone and told her that she needs to leave. And she was like, okay, like she was going to go ahead and leave because that way they didn't have to end up sending anybody out. So as soon as the phone hung up, it went right back into another disagreement, yelling, cussing, and I'm sure everything else. All he wanted her to do was leave. So as it continued to go, he said, you know what, I'm going to call the police again. And each time that he tried to call the police again, she knocked the phone out of his hand and like, you ain't calling the police. He'd get the phone, she'd knock it out of his hand again. And it continued to go. It continued to go until he ended up, because of them being in this heated disagreement and her not wanting to leave the house, he ended up slapping her. And once he had slapped her, the neighbors had already been hearing this, and they called law enforcement. Law enforcement came. They took him to jail. Somebody gonna have to go. But because he put his hand on her, that is where the line was crossed. If it would have still been a situation of him and her just verbally going at it, law enforcement could have absolutely told her to leave. One of the things that you have to be careful of as well, and I don't know how that related in this situation, is had they been together long enough to where she started having mail come to his house? If she can have any piece of mail that has that address, it will signify that she has some type of residency there. And so that's where you run into a whole nother snafu of situations. We're like, hold on. Well, but no, my name on the lease, but they can utilize that. But of course, once you violate and he let her pull her out of his comfort zone and he ended up putting his hand on her, that is the reason that he is facing charges. That is the reason that she was able to file for a restraining order. He can also file for a restraining order against her as well. Sure, he has a court case going on, but he can also, and he should, in my opinion, he should also file a restraining order against her. Oftentimes, situations will be one-sided and it's just the one person, because if she is doing the things that Cedric was saying that she was doing, then she can antagonize him even more by coming to places where she know that he frequents or that he may be at. And the crazy thing about it is he'd have to leave if he's going to not violate the restraining order. So again, when filing for his restraining order, and there's so many men that I know that feel like, man, I'd never file a restraining order against a woman. You better wake up. You better wake up or you're going to be locked up. You're going to be locked up because, again, if you end up trying to handle it any other way besides doing it legally to show that, hey, I have a restraining order. She's violated the restraining order. She's beating on my door right now. I told her she can't be around me and this, that, and the other. She comes to the place where I play darts or I play pool. And, again, I know she has a restraining order on me, but she know that this is my hangouts or whatnot. So you got to handle it legally as well, regardless of the fact of saying, man, I don't want to try to put no woman in jail. I don't want to, you going, and she ain't going to feel bad about it either. So again, you have to just handle it legally. I know it's frustrating, but you have to have your receipts. I am big on making sure that people have receipts. You got to have receipts. Because if you don't have receipts, it's your word against theirs. So if you have to call law enforcement, call law enforcement. Have it documented that you were definitely trying to do the right thing. You feel what I'm saying? So that's one of those situations. Once he ended up losing his temper to the degree where he struck her, again, that's why he's in court dealing with this situation right now. Had he just ended up eventually still getting the phone and listen, like even with the knocking the phone out the hand or whatnot, you know that 911 is an emergency call. You don't even have to unlock your phone to be able to call 911. It'll call 911. And when she knocks the phone out of your hand again, it's all being recorded from the 911 dispatch. So yeah, there's once you cross the line, whether they're trying to push your button, because again, a lot of people know how to push people's buttons, and you go ahead and engage after your button has been pushed, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a court situation, and you're probably going to end up going to jail. So, or you're going to be on probation. So you got to understand that. It's time to get ready to take care of some bills, ain't it? We're almost time to take care of some bills. Okay. Again, the Truth Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. Again, we're talking about domestic violence, and people got to keep their hands to themselves. And fellas, you cannot be afraid to, when a woman is pushing your buttons or trying to antagonize you. They know how to do that, which is what some men have been expressing. But if you don't handle it the right way, you will be, as Akon would say, convict. I'm locked up. They won't let me out. And I don't want to see that for you. And I also don't want to see you putting your hands on somebody else. But everybody should keep their damn hands to themselves. First and foremost, keep your hands to your damn self. That's it. That's a rule of thumb. Don't hit nobody and then cry foul if somebody hits you. They probably still gonna go to jail, but I'm just saying. I got to get ready to take care of some bills. It is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub, the legendary Home Blow, sponsored by Cousin Subs. Got to take care of some bills. We got callers at the Truth Talk text line. I'll be back to take those calls in a moment.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks. And enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Need health care but don't have insurance? City on the Hills Health Clinic offers free medical care, mental health counseling, and dental hygiene services for uninsured and underinsured Milwaukee residents. They're on a mission to end generational poverty in all its forms, and you can be a beneficiary of it. If you've got a heart for Milwaukee and qualify as a Milwaukee resident, take advantage of City on the Hills Health Clinic today. Just visit cityonthehillmke.org. That's cityonthehillmke.org. City on the Hill, hope, healing, and health for our city. Visit City on the Hill today.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Tory Lowe with his truth.
It's official. July 5th is Tory Lowe Day in the city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County. I am humbled to receive this proclamation from the mayor's office and the county executive's office. To me, this day represents life and purpose and being driven by passion to serve and empower others. It's about being unselfish and answering the call to help those in need and living life with intention. Despite challenges and obstacles, I remain focused on creating real change in my community, county, and state. This recognition isn't about me. It's about the collective efforts of those who supported me along the way. It's about the resilience and determination that defines my journey. As we celebrate this day, I want to leave you with a challenge. What will you do to create positive change in your community? Will you get out and volunteer, mentor, or simply be a support to a friend? Whatever it is, I urge you to take action. Together, we can build a brighter future, one that's filled with hope, opportunity, and empowerment. I am honored to serve, and I am grateful for this recognition. Let's continue to uplift and support one another, striving for a better tomorrow. So what does Tory Low Day mean to me? Let's make a difference together. Let's stay committed to our purpose and keep pushing forward even in the face of adversity. I'm excited to see the impact we can make, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve alongside such an amazing community. Now, my question is, what does Tory Low Day mean to you?
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Listen to The Tory Low Show weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
We have a couple of backups during your afternoon rush hour. If you're heading on 41 southbound, be aware that backups do begin at Good Hope Road and they clear up once you pass Capitol Drive. If you're heading on a 94 eastbound, we're seeing bumper-to-bumper traffic starting from the Zoo interchange that goes past the State Fairgrounds through the Stadium interchange and clears up once you pass south of 35th Street. If you're heading on a 43 southbound, backups actually begin at Capitol Drive. They go all the way through the Marquette interchange that turns into 94 southbound, and then that doesn't clear up until you pass the Kinnickinnick River. Tonight's going to be mainly clear with a low of 65 degrees. Friday's going to be mostly sunny and warm with a high of 84 degrees. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Sean Brinda on 101.7 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. 12 straight wins now for the Milwaukee Brewers as they knocked off the Pirates to complete the three-game sweep of Pittsburgh. This one by a final score of 12-5, securing their 12th straight win.
And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that? 12 in a row for the Crew.
Next up for the first place Brewers is a three-game series in Cincinnati beginning on Friday night. And lastly, we'll head over to the NFL as the Packers are in Indianapolis. They'll open a joint practice with the Colts in preparation for Week 2's preseason game. Quarterback Jordan Love did have that thumb procedure. He is expected to not play in the preseason games and will begin practicing hopefully next week. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Mic check.
I'm black. Welcome to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. Of course, he's on assignment, and I am the legendary Homer Blow. Hold it down. Your cousin sub of the day, Club Sub, sponsored by Cousin Subs. And as we talk about the Truth Talk text line, T called, said, good evening. Sometimes it's love, but honestly, more often it's fear. And the man described how anyone affected by it handles relationships moving forward. It scars the person and the children, and it never goes away. That's crazy. Shaddy O on the True Talk text line said he tried to leave, but she refused him to leave. She put her hands on him. Actually, it's the state that filed the restraining order against him. Okay, and we're going to go back to the True Talk text lines. We got Mac. Mac, great evening. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your thoughts on this topic, talking about domestic violence? Mac, you there?
Hello?
Yep, you're on the air. Welcome to Truth.
Can you hear me?
Yep, welcome to Truth 101.7 FM. You're on the air.
Hey, God bless you, brother. Can you reiterate the topic for me again so I can
talking about
a little bit better?
Just talking about domestic violence and the alarming numbers that are here. The health divide. More than half of black women face partner violence at some point, and a new gun rule could make it even worse. And it's just so some of the statistics from even Wisconsin, to black women who have been killed by domestic violence. These statistics are just alarming from the CDC as a collective. 54% of black women experience intimate partner violence at some point in their lives, including physical violence, sexual violence, or stalking. 48% of white women, 42% of Hispanic women, and nearly 58% of Native American women. So we're talking about, what are some of the solutions? Have you ever been violent towards your partner?
Hey, brother, yes, great topic.
No, I'm asking you that question. Hang on. I'm asking you that question. So you've hit a woman?
Yes, I'm current. No, I'm current. I have been jealous-hearted. I have had the jealous spirit, been jealous of a woman. I conducted surveillance. I monitored her. I watched her. In the relationship, my woman, I knew she was cheating. So I watched her when she punched her in her code on her phone. It took me like 2 months. I got it. I went in there, and I actually saw the porno that she made with the guy. I actually saw the adult film that she made, and I asked her about it. She's like, what are you talking about? I showed it to her. She's like, that's not me. So I was asking you, brother, and I forgave. I said, look, I have cheated before, too. I forgive you. So what, you know what I mean? And I had an overwhelming feeling like, wow. And I forgave her. What do we do? And I was even on the phone when she accidentally dialed him, and they talked about it. Mm-hmm. And I forgave her, but what you know what I mean? And I had the ability to forgive and and let it go. But what do these young guys do when we have the evidence in front of us, but we need to work on forgiving?
You leave
of the woman.
You leave. It's a simple word. Leave.
Mm-hmm.
Leave. You ask, what do? You leave. I continue to hear people, talk about, I often bring up the Mary J. Blige song from the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. Great movie. And the song is Not Gonna Cry. Now she's talking about I'm not gonna cry, but in that song she was like, 11 years I gave to you. Yes, but she also said I should have left you a long time ago. So my thing is, some people stay in situations, and then when the things that'll happen when you stay in a situation, it's like having a wound. It's like having an open wound. If you don't treat it, and it's there, but you don't treat it, you probably gonna get gangrene, and you probably gonna have to get your arm or your leg or whatever limb it is. You probably gonna have to get it amputated. So if you don't end up dealing with the issue right away, if you knew that mentally you were torn up. And that you couldn't deal with that, and you couldn't, hang on a second, and you couldn't truly just forgive that person, then you need to leave. I don't like when I hear people try to stay in situations and that you're just waiting till you get a new safety net. And that means another relationship, another security blanket, and then end up after you lied to this person and said, no, you know what? No, we can work this out. If you really know that you can't work it out, it's not in you to work it out, you got to leave. You got to let it go. Stop waiting for your get black moment. That's what tends to happen in a lot of these situations, in my opinion. People waiting I ain't got my lick black yet. Hang on, let me get my lick black. Once I get my lick black, then, okay, you want to leave? You want to break up? Okay, we can break up now. But they feel like they got their lick black. And a lot of times in situations where, whether it's the woman or the man, if the woman is calling herself getting her lick black, now she mess around and catch herpes. She mess around and contract HIV. You feel what I'm saying? She mess around and get pregnant. Now, how do you feel? Was that worth you calling yourself getting your lick black. And just like with men, you mess around and you too, you can end up getting herpes. You could end up getting HIV, becoming HIV positive. You could end up getting a baby. You can get a woman pregnant. And it's like, so was that really worth it? Calling yourself, well, I'm going to wait till I get my lick black. No, just leave. If you really can't forgive somebody who has abused you, and it's like, no, I'm not going to stand for this, because we are in situations where people know, they've seen other situations, and it's like you have to learn from those. You can't tell everybody else you should leave the person, you should lead a person, but you're going to stay in an unhealthy relationship. That's just not how it works. That's not how any of this works, because you end up setting yourself up for failure, which could lead to you going to jail or even going to prison. And now you sitting behind bars talking about, I should have just left. I should have left your ass a long time ago. But now you sitting there with regrets.
Oh, man, wonderful, wonderful, beautiful perspective. Thank you, brother. Love you. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your call. 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. And that's the thing. Like, you know, we know love is powerful. I get it. Love is powerful. But there's a song that was written by Sting, but it was from an old cliche saying that has been around before Sting and any song that he done. If you love someone, set them free. You have to be able to love yourself. And this is why I also talk about how important it is, in my opinion, to love yourself first. You got to know how to love you first before trying to give love to anybody else. Because you loving yourself first, it's going to automatically set up triggering mechanisms. Be like, nope, I'm not going to stay around for that. Nope, this is not healthy for me. You'll know what is healthy for you. You'll know what love is to you. And if you go and run into any of those things that are red flags to you being happy, to you being able to know that you are being truly loved, then you have to get away from it. The longer you stay in these kind of situations, the more chances that you're going to end up letting your emotions and your anger take over now. And now you're going to start trying to handle things in a different way. And just in the end to say, after you get arrested for doing something that you shouldn't have done, man, okay, I promise I ain't going to do this no more. Now, let's take some of these younger generation people, and it's a mutated generation. And I tell you, ladies, fathers, you know, mothers, get in your kids, your teenager, get in their business. You got to get in their business, because this younger generation, they are taking their tolerance level is on a whole nother level. The woman can tell him, look, I don't want to be with you no more. I'm done with this. And he's not done. And he's not going to only just hit her. He's going to end up coming by, busting out her windows while the children are in the house, shoot into the house while the children and the woman are in the house, break in the door while the woman and the children are in the house, and have a gun put to her head, maybe make her open her mouth and put the gun in her mouth and say, you ain't gonna be with nobody else. Come over, because she is now trying to move on with her life, has a new guy in her life, and now he's coming over talking about he gonna kill her, he gonna kill the guy that she is in a relationship with now. Like, these things, you got to really handle it, and we need to change some things where prosecution is not as harsh as it needs to be, so we can save these women's lives. It's not, I mean, reading that story in the beginning to talk about this whole topic, it's a lot of situations where these people that are doing this are getting slaps on the wrist, and they're out. And now the woman is believing he about to kill me, and he gonna kill my kids. So I gotta go on and go black and be with him, even though he gonna beat my butt. I gotta get ready to take care of some bills. 833-212-1017. This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. I'm the legendary Homer Blow, and I'll be black.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Tracy, going back to the process, and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource, what does the process consist of when coming through this program?
You know, it's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources, Inc. and other partnerships that we have like through WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
Botox can do more for men than just smooth out wrinkles. It can help reduce chronic migraines, stress-related facial tension, and even excessive sweating. Come on out to Botox and Beers Saturday, September 13th at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. It's an event for men who want to feel better, perform better, and look sharp without the fuss. Come and watch college football, get treated with Botox in the low-key, no-pressure setting of Sweet Talks, then have a brew when you're done. Spots are limited, so reserve yours now at SweetTalks.com. That is SLEETTOX.com.
Turn up the summer vibes at Chula Vista Resort, your playground for summer dreams, water parks, and sun-soaked pools, epic water slides, soaring zip lines, and world-class golf. Dine in the #1 steakhouse in Wisconsin, Chula Vista Resort. Call 1-800-388-4782 or visit chulavistaresort.com.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
I'm black. Again, this is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue, I am your cousin sub of the day, the legendary Homer Blow, and I'm a club sub sponsored by Cousin Subs. There's a video clip that Xavier was able to pull up for me, and I want to end up playing that clip. Gene, I see you on the line. I'll come right to you after we show this clip. If you're on YouTube, you can watch and of course, those of you who are just out in Truth Nation land, you'll be able to hear the audio. But if you are on the YouTube Talk Text page, you'll be able to see the actual video. But it's definitely something that relates to this whole conversation that's going on. So, Xavier, let's play that clip.
I told you a cop fatally.
Yep, just getting the audio lined up. So
shoots an abuse victim. What if I told you a cop fatally shoots an abuse victim who's fleeing her abuser. Here it is.
Oh, 1584, 1584. 1584, he's trying to hit someone. Shots fired. Get back. Shots fired. I got about 4 subjects running around. He was trying to run over a subject. Get out of the road.
It's a damn lie. Put it up full mass.
Yeah.
Oh, one.
That was crazy. Cop fatally shoots a black woman who was fleeing her domestic abuser. Tragic. I want to go to Gene, who's been waiting patiently on the Truth Talk text lines. Great evening, Gene. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your comments on this topic?
Love you and appreciate you too, Homer. Very important topic. You mentioned about the prosecution needs to tighten up.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, a family member is going through a domestic violence case in court.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that committed the violence against my family member, it said that he knows how to manipulate the system by requesting a new attorney to drag the case out.
Wow.
Hoping that my family member maybe drop the charges or something, but just dragging out every month.
Wow.
And I said, when you go to CCAP, you can see how many times sometimes folks will get a new attorney for whatever reason. But in this case, it's because he wants to drag out the process and maybe hopes that she won't continue, with the prosecuting.
Mm-hmm.
But Homer, love you, and this is a very important topic.
Thank you very much.
You have a good evening.
You too. I love you more. Appreciate you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
You too.
It's good to hear, how the system, again, there's some things that need to be worked out. And there are a lot of people who have given up on the system, and they say they're not going to protect us. They're not going to protect us. And some of those people end up being re-victimized in those situations. And the people tell the victims that, I'll be out as soon as I get out. I'll be over there again. Who gonna stop me? Police can't stop me. Your family can't stop me. And these are real situations that people who are going through domestic violence and abuse situations have to deal with. That is not good at all. That is not good at all. And, we talk about the different things that are going on in and around our community, but how many people are really, advocating for these victims? Who's advocating for these victims and not re-victimizing them? And then you got people who try to justify the violence that they inflict on other people. Well, they shouldn't have done this. They know I get mad, and they just made me mad. They pushed my buttons, and they knew I was going to do something. And that's your excuse. That's your logic. That's what you want to hang your hat on why you ended up beating a woman nearly to death. That's why you slap a woman around. That's why you, with closed fists, continue to punch her, break her arm, bust her eye socket, break a leg, and your legitimate excuse is, well, she shouldn't have made me mad. She just kept on. I told her to shut up. I told her don't talk to me like that because I'm a grown-ass man, and you don't talk to no grown-ass man like that. And I told her, say one more thing, I'm going to punch you in your mouth. And she said one more thing, and I did what I had to do. Listen, you dead wrong. You deserve to spend time in prison. You didn't leave. You didn't, even if it's your own apartment, I'm just saying, so you couldn't get to law enforcement while you were in your house because they didn't want to leave. You know how your home was before you left, so if you come back and your home is destroyed, she could be charged with all of that as well. But when you end up taking it into your own hands and saying, I'm going to be the one to enact my personal revenge, my vendetta for destroying this, well, who's going to destroy it when you locked up in prison? Your home is going to be violated. Your freedom will be violated. We got to do better. And I'm telling you, if you have some of these teens that are in these relationships and even young adults, this new mutated generation of boys and teens and Toys R Us adults that are out here, they are terrorizing your sons and daughters in these violent relationships. We got to get involved. I'd like to thank everybody from Truth Nation to holding it down with me as your cousin sub of the day, Club Sub, sponsored by Cousin Subs, the legendary Home of Blow. I will be black on tomorrow. Again, holding it down for Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris right here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Ladies, get out. Get out. Find ways. There are organizations that will help. There are people that want to help you. You got to get away. You got to get away. I ain't saying that it's easy, but at least start the process. There's help for you, and I need you to know that. Don't forget, on Saturday, I'll be at 8617 West Brown Deer Road. My friend, my brother, Craig Berry, a.k.a. the Club Doctor. He's got 8-Ball MJG. He's got Selena Johnson. I'll be one of your hosts for the event. My brother, Core DJ Kev, will be there. Reggie Smooth, his brother Brown, will be there. And we need you to be there. Rain or shine. We got a big tent. It's covered up. You're going to be all good. You ain't going to have to worry about it if it rain or not. We going to be all good. We need to celebrate my friend, my brother, Craig Berry, a.k.a. the Club Doctor. 25 years in owning clubs, and it ain't over yet. Still continuing. If nobody has told you that they love you today, I want to let you know that I love you, and I want you to please have a safe and nonviolent remainder of the evening, night, early morning, and hopefully the things we have to talk about in the near future won't have to be within our minute degrees of separation. I'm out for now. Holla black.
Hey, one thing for the record, my music's pretty good, right?
It is absolutely outstanding, Xavier. You've been doing a tremendous job, bruh, and you helped with the flow of the show.
All right, I just want to get that on the record.
On the record, you are on the record. It is documented. It is a part of Truth Nation history. Y'all give some love to Xavier. Thank you very much, my brother.
It's time to turn the TV off and turn your speakers up so you can hear what the future leaders of the world have to say. Truth Nation, I'm proud to present the 8 Block, powered by City on the Hill and 101.7 The Truth. Hosted by me, your boy, Ben Jammin. Every other Saturday at 9 a.m., 8 Milwaukee teams